Up here in the section about problems with signatures, I mentioned something called a hash right here. And I said that we would talk about hashes in a little bit. Well, this is that time. What is a hash? I said earlier that it's kind of a fingerprint of a document. A one-way algorithm, and I'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute, that produces a fixed sized number, again an important point, that acts as a fingerprint for a given document. Here is a whole document consisting of 3 letters, SIT, the word sit, and here is the MD5 hash of the word sit. The word sat has a completely different hash, not even close to the word sit, and here's the word sat with a capital S, and it has another completely different hash. So you can see there's no relationship between these numbers. Notice that the hashes are always the same length, the same number of characters, and that even the most minor change, a capitalization or anything, will completely change that hash. It's also one-way algorithm that means that you cannot derive the word from the hash. There is no mathematical solution to going from here to get back to this. It's a one-way math problem. Here's a hash generator if you're interested in playing around with it. And we'll just bring it up here, and I will type attack at dawn, and I'll click the generate button, and let's see what the MD5 hash is of this. FA961E. Alright, let's try this. I'm going to put a space in front of it. Space. Now you probably wouldn't even notice this in a document, but let's generate a hash. ABED9, a completely different number here. And the only difference was a space that you would not even visually see. A hash can be made from anything. I can make a hash from a word, a character, a file, a folder, an entire drive, an entire book, or even an executable software program. As long as I can represent whatever I want to hash in characters, I can make a hash of it. And then the last thing, the golden measure of a hash program is that it should not produce any collisions. By that we mean that we don't want 2 sets of input to produce the same hash. That would be a collision. In other words, if the word banana and the word monkey both produce the same hash, that would be a bad hash algorithm. Now it's impossible to get around at some point, but the better the hash algorithm, the less collisions it will produce.